the stream. Today, I'll be playing more Maplestory as usual. And this is also the last stream of 2019 that I'm doing. And not just 2019, but the entire 2010s decade. Which is insane to believe, and it's like, oh great, we're now about to start 2020, the next decade. And it's almost a new year too. And of course, I'm streaming this on December 30th because I can't actually stream on the last day of the year. Because that's when, obviously, I have to spend time with family and, well, they just come home early, and if that and I don't want it to happen again because I would have to mute my mic and you guys just hear silence for the rest of the stream. Anyways, it's hard to believe the year's almost over, and I should be getting this spot uploaded before, like, sometime early tomorrow. It'll be an early upload since I do want it to be mostly still on New Year's Eve for other time zones. Just in case. Anyways, yeah. I'll just be playing my character. I turned off sound effects, so all you hear is the background audio playing. And yeah, that's mostly it. Yeah, to explain something real quick, you may be noticing something on the right side of the screen. Scrolling. Which way is it scrolling? Scrolling upwards. Vertically. To note, it's not every game I've enjoyed and every anime, whatever, I've enjoyed this decade. I try to keep the list related to releases in the 2010s. Although I did kind of add Trails in the Sky, but I decided to make that an exception, even though it was originally released in Japan during the 2000s. It didn't really come over to the West until the 2010s. Along with, yeah. We still don't have the Crossspell Saga in English yet, though. Like, official English, because I prefer it being officially released rather than reading fan translations. It's just easier, somehow. And, what else? Oh yeah, it's not every game. If I'm missing one, feel free to point it out. But it has to be a game I definitely enjoyed throughout the decade. That came out during this decade. I mean, I'm getting confused. I should have said games from this decade I've enjoyed, but I got lazy and couldn't fit the text, so I didn't do that. Also for animes as well. Interesting enough, okay, you know what? Let's actually get started on something so I don't sit here talking. Anyways, I still have to do some dailies on my character here. Because I didn't finish dailies, and oh no. Okay, let's get this rune. Okay, why does it feel like I made it every other setting except for the background? Okay, now my screen's low because wait. Oh, this is not a good map. There's not many sharks. I got a patriarch bird shark. Whoops. I try to avoid getting this particular elimination quest in this game because, as you can tell, the sharks I need to defeat are very minimum. I could go to the other map, but I'm lazy. Anyways, the thing on the right, it's mainly related to games that were released during this decade. I did kind of slip in. I did say I wouldn't include, actually, I did say prior to clicking record that I wouldn't include games that were originally released in Japan in the 2000s, but I kind of did, but mainly because not many people in the West, I guess, were aware of the Trail series until 2010s. So, because it wasn't until 2011 onwards when, like, a good portion of the games came out in English. And of course there may be some things on the list that that some people probably wouldn't like, but that's fine. Oh yeah, I did include one RPG Maker game in the list for games, because it's the one I just remembered. Oh yeah, I compiled the list all last night, so I may be missing some games. I even had to make sure, like, I wasn't missing any because there's so many games that came out, and a lot of them were kind of weird that I never even heard of before, so I had to make sure I was reading through the list half the time. Oh yeah, and it's also mainly like big favorites or something. Oh gosh, I probably shouldn't have included V3. Well, actually, Danganronpa V3 is actually good. It's actually a good game. I just, like, after a while, I actually didn't really like the ending. Like, sure, when it came out, I was, like, pretty neutral about it. Like, okay, it's a good twist, blah, 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 blah. But after you sit on it for several months and start thinking back on it, you're like, yeah, wasn't a very good ending. It's kind of, like, bad. It feels bad. Like, I don't really like it. I don't know, it feels like the ending, there was like some parts of it that felt like wasted potential, and like when I kept thinking about it. And what else? Like, I felt like there was some wasted potential in that game. And oh, I forgot it. Anyways, it's also, please tell me I didn't add it to the list, because Ni no Kuni 2 Revenant Kingdom is another example of wasted potential of a game. Like, the thing is about that game, it's strange how the ratings are high for that one, even though I could clearly see its flaws. But the thing about that game is, I feel like it would be a great game just as much as Ni no Kuni Wrath of the White Witch. But there's something missing of it. It's like they wasted that potential. They had it there, but they didn't show it correctly. I get used to the background music changing a lot because I keep using the skill. And it was like, that one V3, yeah. And also, well, I will admit it has my favorite cast. Although no matter what, I'll still like a good number of characters from the previous Danganronpa games and the anime. And interestingly enough, my favorite character in anime is one that not many people like for some reason. And I don't understand why no one likes him. It's like, he's such a precious being, and I feel so bad for him. And then you have everyone who hates him, and it kind of makes me angry, because it's like, why do you guys don't like him so much? Anyways, the point being, V3 does have kind of my favorite cast, although at the same time, I don't like one of the characters so much. If anyone watched my V3 playthrough, which is actually quite popular on my channel, I'm surprised, that it's one of my popular playthroughs on there. I think Sanki Zero or I think I comes to a close second. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, V3, like, I have one character I absolutely despise. And you would know very well if you watch my playthrough, because every video, I swear, I let out a swear from my mouth, like, specifically referring to that character. And I don't filter myself. I never filtered myself every single time she appeared on screen because I hated her so much. And at the end of the game, I have very good reason to hate her. But to clarify, this is a video game character, from a video game. Like, I hated that character so much. And when you know the reveals, you'll know exactly what I mean. I don't want to spoil the game, just in case some people are curious. Also, the thing is, I don't understand why people like her. Sure, she has like an interesting talent, but I don't like her. It's like, it's not just talent, guys. It's also personality, and her personality is terrible. And also, people say she's even worse than a character from Danganronpa 3, and that's definitely saying something. Yeah, I don't like that character. I really don't. I've even made like... yeah, I think the earliest you would hear me like talk about how much I don't like the character is my Trigger Happy Havoc playthrough. Which was... oh yeah, I played all the Danganronpa games in the same year. Except for Ultra Despair Girls, because I never found the time. And also, I should have played it before V3. That's the thing. I should have played it before V3 came out. Because now I'm not even sure if I want to play it because I finished like V3. Although to kind of balance it out. Okay, why is my skill always doing that? Anyways. But to balance it out, I do have my most favorite character of V3. Although, considering what happens in the game, it makes me hate the character I hate so much in that game even more. Because they did something that made me cry and scream in my own playthrough. I actually cried and screamed in my playthrough. Yeah. Not that hard to believe because I do scream a lot when I get very emotional, I guess? It depends. But that's definitely... it made me hate that character so much because I'm like, how dare you do this? How dare you do this? Because it's like he... you know what I'll say? It's like, he did nothing wrong. How could you do this to him? How could you? Also, I kind of don't care what about the canon of the game a little bit because I still love characters even if they died off early in Danganronpa V3. I like one time we're actually equally like a good portion of characters except for obvious ones. One being that character lookalike with a terrible role in the entire story. Actually, not only do I not like that character, but their role in the story is so bad. It's like, wow, it's so shocking. Gee. I'm not gonna make this spoiler talk stream. Let's change the subject now. Anyways, Danganronpa aside, I guess for the most part, I got into Danganronpa this decade. I actually got into it in 2016 when Danganronpa 3, Future Despair Hope Arc, came out. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna explain this. So the short of it is how I got into it was because during the summer of 2016, I was like looking for. I was excited to watch the anime Tales of Zestiria, the Cross. It's pronounced the Cross. But it ended up being one of the only animes I was going to watch during the summer, like in terms of the simul dubbing. And I didn't want that because I wanted to watch more anime. So I decided to. I saw the list of animes that Funimation was dubbing during summer 2016, and one of them was Danganronpa 3. And because Zestiria was the only one I was looking forward to, I felt like I wanted to look into something else. And I noticed Danganronpa 3. Well, I've always noticed for a while. But the thing is, how do I put this? It's kind of hard to explain, but it caught my interest, and okay, let's also do this. anyways, like, I saw Danganronpa 3 was being simul-dubbed. And I was like, oh, I want to check that out. However, it was called Danganronpa 3. So I had to check out the games. And so I did. I ended up enjoying the games, although it was very upsetting that, like, you know, the characters that get killed off early. But so, like, I've enjoyed the games. They were good. Oh, great. One of these guys again. Anyways. Oh yeah, I'm also almost level 220. I might reach that by the end of the year. Actually, or the start of next year. I don't know. Anyways, as I was saying, yeah, I watched the Danganronpa games. I watched Ultra Despair Girls a little bit later than usual. I did watch a playthrough, by the way. I did watch one. I just never played it myself. Anyways, I've seen 1 and 2 before Danganronpa 3. Of course, I should have seen Ultra Despair Girls since it does tie into that, as well. But, I didn't... Did I? No, I didn't. I watched Ultra Despair Girls in 2017, months before I started my playthroughs. And... what else? Yeah, so yeah, I watched Danganronpa 3. I know though not all the voice actors are consistent, but it's not a bad thing because, like, for Danganronpa 3 in particular, they actually did try to get back the original cast, but they couldn't get everyone back. And I'm assuming it's either they were busy or, like, didn't feel like reprising the role at the time. Because they actually did try to get the same voice actors. Also, unpopular opinion, but I actually like Danganronpa 3. Because no one really likes it for some reason. I don't understand completely why. I seriously see no problems with it. I've actually enjoyed it, personally, I've enjoyed it. So I see no problem as to, like, why does no one like it? And also seeing people not like it is, like, very contradicting because, like, for the reviews on the anime were extremely positive. And it was, like, over 85% positivity rating. So seeing that much negativity makes no sense because that's, like, the extreme minority in that case. But, regardless, I still enjoyed it. I love how it concludes the saga. And yeah. Okay, ignore this for a second. I don't know why they're back. Okay. Let's see what's next. Orbis. Yeah, I've enjoyed Danganronpa 3. I know V3 is a weird case. I don't want to describe it, but I guess, like, yeah, after a while of thinking on it, I really didn't like the fact that they combined stories because it felt wrong. It didn't feel right. Like, so it felt kind of like in my personal opinion, I felt like combining the story, like making it connected, was the worst choice ever because you concluded the saga pretty well with Danganronpa 3 and kind of forcing it like to combine, like to make it like still connected didn't feel right. Although, to be honest, in terms of like connection and stuff, like for me personally, I would have preferred it if it was like set in the future, like actually set in the future, like 20 years after the events of Danganronpa 3, the anime, because like from how I see it, like well, it's not really how I see it, but like, I created a headcanon. Well, not, I wasn't the only one who thought about it like this, but I kind of thought one of the characters in the game looked like they could be the child of these two characters from the Hope's Peak saga. Because like he really like he has that sort of like air about him that makes it feel like he could be their kid. And that's sort of the headcanon I kind of stuck with for the longest time, and I still do because I really wanted that to be a thing. Like he was their kid. And it really does feel like that because like if you think about it, some of his own traits really feel like it could be from the two of them. So that's why I kept thinking like maybe he could be their kid or something. I still love the post where it's like he's secretly their child. And yeah. And of course, I'm not the only one who thought about this because someone else did, and they even made fan art for it. And it was really cute, and I loved it. So that was kind of like, well, I mean, it's a headcanon now, and a lot of people agree with that idea. But it would be interesting if it was an actual thing. Like one of my guesses was like, I wish they kind of like a little bit like kind of actually did think about it, or like kind of have that as kind of a like a believed plot point, but like likely debunk it, but we'll still believe it anyway kind of thing. I know, but I remember I'm just like saying all this like kind of in the prediction sense. Like I'm not saying it's like it should be like this, because obviously the story's already done and the story's already made and all that, so but it's nice to imagine from time to time. Anyways, I probably stop talking about Danganronpa now, because I really want to move on to a different topic, but I guess I can't help it because there's many things I want to talk about it with it. Like V3, I've enjoyed it, but I don't like its ending. Like after a while of thinking about it, I really didn't like the ending. It's not bad, but I really don't like it in general because it feels like it could have done better. Like there were some opportunities that could have been better, but they kind of wasted it. Oh, and also it's like V3 art-wise, like the art's nice. It has really nice art, but I hated how they reused, like for like the bonus modes, they reused old artwork for it, and I really hated that because it's like, it felt like the artists were really lazy with the development of the game. And I could see it, as an artist, very much. And as someone with a very keen eye, I found it very wasted. Like, because like, you see the old sprites, and they look really weird next to the new ones from basically the characters from the game. And it's like, it really was like a wasted potential there because yeah, it's like they didn't do really good with the art in that game. Like you could see the errors so clearly. If a lot of people were able to point out so many errors and the obvious differences, like it's not very good because like, yeah, it is nice art, but you just notice those like these points that stand out a lot, and it's like I don't like it. Anyways, oh no, why are all these things here? Anyways, I'm gonna officially move on from that topic. If I ever think of anything again, I'll bring it up again, but let's move on. Because I don't want to keep talking about Danganronpa. Because I actually didn't get into the series until 2016. The games have been around longer than 2016. Hello, in chat. And also the list on the side does not list every game I've enjoyed that came out this decade. Because there are some I didn't add on the list because I kind of put it together in one night and kind of got tired after that. Anyways, what else to talk about? I'm trying to see if anything on the right is trying to give me an idea, but I'm like, after all that talk of Danganronpa, I feel a little burnt out because I had to say a bunch of stuff about it. Let's see. I guess Skyrim. Skyrim. And the game that was re-released so many times during this decade. It originally came out in 2011 and was re-released several more times after that. Although the thing is, I didn't actually play Skyrim when it came out because obviously I was still a kid. My first Elder Scrolls game was Oblivion, but I was only able to play that game because my brother had it. And I didn't really play Skyrim because I didn't know about it when it came out because I was still like a kid. And what else? Okay, what else? I don't know, it wasn't until like 2012 when I started being more aware of searching stuff online. And it was like 2012 or 13. I don't know which year it was. I think it was 2013 or I don't know which year it was, but that was when I actually started watching Skyrim on YouTube. And I was like, oh, it's pretty cool. This is before I started looking into the series in depth and seeing how many flaws Skyrim had for like being released, being like wanted to be released on 11/11/11. Because from what I read, there was a lot of cut content. Like they wanted to have it included, but because they were like on a scheduled time limit, they kind of cut out a lot of content. But of course, a lot of mods kind of make up for it. And I do play Skyrim modded, although I only started doing that last year. Where's this? No, it's all the way there. Well, time to jump all the way to the end of this map. I swear there's not supposed to be this many enemies spawned in one area. Oh no, it's a bot. Hey, let's just ignore them because no matter what you do, they keep coming back. You know, on the bright side, Maplestory 2 has less of them. Probably because it's gotten pretty quiet after a while. Let's get rid of some of them so they can start spawning normally. I am going to be switching between my characters after I do all the quests on here. Like all the possible quests I can do on my main here. I'm so close to level 220. I'm so close. Like I'm 73%. I swear, if I ended up getting, like, KO'd in the game and then If that happens, I'm gonna be very upset. Anyways, as I was saying before, yeah, like Skyrim, I played it, like, I played it years later. Because, well, I didn't really play it upon release, obviously. And, like, I think last year or this year, I started modding the game because I wanted to kind of add the really nice filters or something, like, from the mods, and it was really nice. Although it took up so much space on my computer because the mods were big files. And all that. Anyways, also this decade I finally got into the Tales of series. The first game I've seen was Tales of Exilia. Although even though I did write in on the list to the right there, I actually, like, I did enjoy it, but, for Exilia 2, the sequel, I didn't really enjoy the ending of that game. Like, I prefer the normal ending over the true ending because what I don't get is they say that the normal ending is a stable time loop. I won't explain why, but they say it's a stable time loop, but it contradicts the facts a bit because we know why a certain event in the game happens because of the other worlds. So it's impossible for it to be a stable time loop if the other worlds are non-existent. Because it's not the case, it's like why would this happen again if it's clearly not going to at all? I kind of don't get it. It's like, why does the true ending have to be this in particular? I feel like part of the reason may have to do with the fact that the character in particular and how it could be seen in most cases, like, this is not right kind of moment. But it's also a case of like, yeah, but it's not going to be a stable time loop. I don't know what the game's talking about. Why is it saying that? There's a lot of things I could comment on about it, but a lot of the stuff I could comment about it is spoilers. Oh, yeah, and also after Exilia 1, I actually got into Tales of Grace's F. And I actually played that game myself. I actually got a PlayStation 3. But it wasn't a very good one because I could only download 2 games and have it on the console at a time. Because it was very small space. Water. Anyways, I've enjoyed Tales of Grace's, I do know that the prologue arc of the story is a bit, it felt a bit weird. I don't know what the word is, but it wasn't, I'll admit that it wasn't the greatest. Well, it kind of makes sense because the majority of the game is set 7 years later from that prologue. Like when the cast are adults and trying to stop whatever's happening in the story. And yeah, the prologue is meant to be there to set it up, but it's still pretty weak. Like, sure, they set it up well, but it's still a pretty weak, it's still a pretty weak start. And from watching, I actually sort of watched the playthrough of it first, or at least like the first few hours. And it wasn't, it kind of drained me a bit. And the playthrough I watched had no commentary, so it was very draining to watch. And speaking of which, I do want to play it again because I really want to 100% the game. But the obvious only way to do that is to do multiple New Game Plus mode stuff. And I will have to replug. I had to plug in the PlayStation 3 again if I do that. I'm also kind of hoping they release more. Oh yeah, something I'm looking forward to, and hopefully they consider for 2020 onwards, is, or at some point during the 2020 era, is like decade, is releasing more Tales games on Steam, because it would probably be more better if I just started, if more of these games came on Steam or was re-released to a console, like newer console, because like I want to play like okay, now I'm thinking about it, I hope I didn't say Trails, because I meant Tales. I really want to play Tales of Graces again, but I don't want to go through the effort of replugging in my PS3. And it's also a lot to do. What else? Trying to think of something else. Oh yeah, now that I remembered, I actually got a game for, okay, it's several days late to Christmas, but family friends couldn't really come on Christmas Day, but one of them actually gave me a game called Song of the Deep. They actually gave me the collector's edition, which is surprising. I actually looked it up. It's a 2016 game. And, oh yeah, and also the box came with, like, Steam codes, so I have the game on Steam and downloaded. And I might actually consider that as a playthrough, like one of the first of the year of 2020. I think I'm gonna play it first before a Tales game because it is interesting. I want to check it out. And I will stream it, but I don't think I'll stream it in January because Maplestory here has Story Quest, so I won't be able to play a different game until the story saga's over. Oh, and speaking of Maplestory here, this game, I actually learned, I actually read about the KMS's content, like its winter update. There's been no information about honestly, there has been no further information on part 2 and 3 of KMS's update, but I actually read about part 1, which is, oh yeah, the update's called Maplestory Rise. Not sure if it's gonna be the same name for Global Maplestory when we get it, but that's gonna be in the summer of 2020. Or specifically a bit earlier than that, because they tend to start summer content at the end of May, so... Okay, what else was I saying? Oh yeah, Maplestory. Yeah, I've actually seen that there is, okay, it's, KMS is on the next update, which we won't get until the summer of 2020. Yeah, because if it's a winter update, we get it in summer. If it's summer, we get it in winter. And, yeah. I like how the big updates happen in summer and winter. Makes sense, because, you know, that's when kids are home at school. Kids don't have school for at least, like, for the winter, at least, like, 2 weeks or whatever, depending on where you live. And summer for, like, quite a bit of time, but it varies depending on where you live. Anyway, sorry about that. Someone doesn't seem to understand that I have the mic on and it picks up like the quietest sounds. Anyways, as I was saying, Maplestory KMS, Korean server, like, okay, yeah, I was talking about the time, like, yeah, the time of updates, like, it makes sense because, oh yeah, as I was saying, I was talking about, like, yeah, depending on where you live, like, for, like, you know, actually not depending on where you live. It's more like depending on what school you have, like, yeah, I was talking about, like, summer, and, yeah, some, like, depending on school, you only have summer for a certain number of weeks, or, like, literally 2.5 months, like, no school. Anyways, anyways, the point of this whole conversation is that, KMS is on the new update that we won't be getting until the summer. And, anyways, like, what I'm trying to explain about the update is I actually read about it, and, not counting changes because it's obvious that there's gonna be updates to the game, which we won't be getting until later, which is disappointing because we had to wait. But, its new update, like, part 1 is actually a new area in Arcane River. I actually read up what it was about, and it's actually like an extension of Vanish. Okay, I may need to check the map, but I can't check it right now. But, what was I saying? Oh yeah, the update, it's an extension of Vanishing Journey? It's the first area of Arcane River, which we should all be familiar with because everyone who reaches level 200 is immediately brought to that area after the job advancement, 5th job advancement. Oh, and also when I reach level 220, I have another slot open for V Matrix. Anyways, what else? Yeah, it's an extension of Vanishing Journey. Okay, I'm almost done with this so I can finally check the map. And it's called Reverse City. And quite literally, this city is upside down. I don't know much more than that because I tried to look up anything about the update, but no one has translated it yet, so I had to wait a while. I do want to read up on it because it seems really interesting. Yeah, called Vanishing Journey. So, obviously when we get it, actually, yeah, when we get it, and from how the map is, it's an extension here. So, like, it goes straight here, like, on the map. I really do like Arcane River. What level is this? Okay, I think 240. 240, I guess in 235? 230? That sounds weird. Level 220, I guess? Yeah, 220. Oh yeah, I'm not gonna... I want to do... Yeah, I will be doing the Lodge Lane. Actually, no, I want to start it when... Should I really start the stream? Although I have to put the audio on. Anyways, yeah, anyways, it's a river city. I don't know anything about the story related to it, but I do know enough that, like, well, the city's upside down. I do know enough that it's connected to a familiar face we've seen in the Detective Rave quest line. What's it called? Yeah, Detective Rave's case notes. I actually didn't do it on this character yet, as you could tell, but I plan to do so soon. It's not gonna be recorded since I could easily go to it, on a lot of characters. But yeah, there's a familiar face in Reverse City, but I'm not sure about much more than that. In a sense, the character in particular is not bad, but they will literally destroy, like, their group will literally destroy anything that's, like, contaminated. Like, they won't just simply purify it, they will literally destroy it as a way of purifying it, and it's like, And now that I mention it, it's starting to remind me of a certain anime and how their version of purification is literally destroying the world. Not only that, but also combining people's body parts, and it's like, ew? Why is that suddenly brought up to me? Like in my memory, randomly? Anyways, I don't know much more about Reverse City, but I do know that character appears, and it seems like, yeah, I am curious on what the story's about, but there hasn't been any translations as of the time of streaming this session. I actually tried to look it up yesterday, but I really couldn't find any translation. I wish there's translation because I really want to know what the story's about. Okay, what else? Yeah, I am curious on what else the KMS's new update's about, but again, as at the time I'm streaming this, when I did check, up on it, there was no new information of part 2 or 3. So, oh, there's one of these. And so let's get talking about another series. I'm gonna keep talking about games for a while. Oh yeah, this year a lot of great games came out. Which really makes like ending this decade wild. I guess that's one way to put it. Oh yeah, there was that one game too. Now that I'm seeing it on the list there. One game I've enjoyed and did come out this decade is called Rhythm Thief and the Emperor's Treasure. I actually heard that there is a second game in its series, but it's not known because it's an iOS port game, I think, which is not the game I just mentioned. Rhythm Thief and the Emperor's Treasure was released on the 3DS, Nintendo 3DS. The other game that came out with like a different subtitle came out on iOS, but I have no idea what that is. I actually have no idea. And sadly, the game is underrated. It's a good game, but not many people have heard of it. And that makes me sad because it really is a good game. And I love it. I've only watched playthroughs though, because that's how I found out about the game, is because of playthroughs. And the thing about it is that it's the company that released it, I think also worked on it, I don't know, is Sega. The Sonic and, Sonic, and they also did the Hatsune Miku, rhythm games. I know there's more, but I'm not, like, that big on, like, looking into games. Oh yeah, did Sega also do the Yakuza series? Yakuza? I actually don't know. But yeah, they were released by that company, I think, the Rhythm Thief game. And obviously, as if the title isn't obvious enough, it's a rhythm game. But it's actually a really good one from what I've seen. Although there are some times, according to what I've seen, where the rhythms can be ridiculous. It's also a really cute game too, but again, it's not that known, which is sad. Like, I only remembered it at some points during this entire decade because some people I follow actually still made fan art for it, so that's how I still remembered the game. Trying to finish this. Okay. Okay, okay, the portal's up there. Maplestory because it's easier. I'll check it out later. I actually want to check into Friend Story again because it's been a while since I looked at the stuff. Also, one big game of the decade that we should all, like, I think most of us are aware of by now, called Undertale. And Deltarune, which is somewhat connected to Undertale, but not exactly, according to Toby Fox. And, okay, sorry about that. I had to, do something for like a quick second. Anyways, Undertale is an amazing game. Although when it first came out, I had no interest in it because I saw it in well, actually, I didn't really see it. I saw someone playing it and I wasn't sure if I would be interested. I accidentally used my buffs. Oops. But around like a few months after it came out, I finally, like, I guess it mainly depended on the YouTuber because I didn't really watch it. Didn't exactly watch it until some people started their playthrough and I got interested. Anyways, Undertale, it's a really good game, and it actually made me cry at the end because yeah, the music really helps make it emotional too. And I was about to play. I was going to play like some Undertale music during the stream, but again, I was also kind of nervous. I don't want to get the video claimed because actually, I don't think it will, but. Like, I think, like, most of the audio I would be playing would be from YouTube, and I don't want to get claimed as in, like, oh, this exact piece was played in another video, and I don't want to deal with that. I don't know if it works like that. I actually don't know, but I don't want to risk it for this stream, since it'll be the last one of of 2019 and the decade, so... Okay, now we done this. Also, I'm hoping at some point they update the maps. A lot of the Victoria Island maps in this game. Because as I said in the last stream, the only ones they updated, well, the only ones they updated was Maple Island and Hennessy's. I know Maple Island isn't part of this island, but it still counts. Okay, sorry about that again. Okay, now, hopefully, I don't have to keep cutting out stuff in editing. Anyways, what to talk about now? Oh yeah, and also this decade was the first time I actually played a Pokemon game. Oh yeah, and also, I forgot to point this out. For some things on the side scrolling through, it's mainly referring to, games, like, if it's a series, it's usually, like, because there's so many games that I don't want to list all of them. Anyways, yeah, this is also the decade where I actually started playing a Pokemon game. I will admit that what got me into Pokemon when I was very little was the anime. Although, of course, as I got older, I started hating the anime because, let's be honest, it was not the greatest. It was really, really bad. Well, like, at first it was good, and then they started repeating tropes, not changing the protagonist, of all people, for several seasons. Also known as Never, they never even changed him. And as I guess I already mentioned that they repeat tropes, like, several times. Yeah, kind of a big reason why I don't like the anime, because they repeat a lot of stuff. Like for example, at least in four or five gens or something, they had the exact same thing. With like, Pikachu shocks someone, and then this always happens, every time. I think another thing that I stem a lot of hate from with the anime, I don't know how to word that, but it's the fact that I guess part of it is shipping involved. It's like, well, I understand shipping's okay, like, as long as it's not between real life people, because that's where I cross the line, but like, but shipping in Pokemon, it's like, because like they don't change the male pro tag, it leads to a lot of shipping wars too, because of the thing. But it's like, the point being, I really didn't like it. Like, the Pokemon manga and the games are so much better than the anime. The anime is terrible. Let's be honest, it's terrible. It raises tropes. They don't change the pro tag. It pisses me off every single time. I know they changed things for the Gen 7 and 8, but it still doesn't change the fact that the previous gens still exist and they're still equally terrible. It's like, why do they do this? Like, they should have just, like, it really makes me mad. But as I said, I really enjoy the Pokemon manga more than the manga and the games more than the Pokemon anime. The anime is terrible, and you can't deny it. It really is terrible. It's like, and I always said this to my friend. And like, I guess to a degree, we both agree that Like, for example, the X and Y anime would have been a lot better if the male protag, was Callum from the games. Because that would be so much better than whatever we got. Because, makes me really mad. There you go. And my nose. Every single time I stream, my nose acts up. I don't understand why. Oops, I didn't mean to enter the portal again. Okay, what else to talk about? First, let's get rid of all these. Don't loot. I looted it anyway. Okay. Should probably focus on what I'm doing. Anyways, what else there to talk about? And also another reminder, what's on the list is mainly games I've at least seen or played myself. Because if it's not on a list, I've never seen it or I simply don't like it. Although that kind of brings in a slight bit of confusion because there is like some games that people really enjoy that I probably have not known and would probably assume I don't like it. So, as I feel free to mention it. Oh yeah, and also some obvious big name titles. I would know about them, but I would actually not like it. Let's be honest, I probably don't actually like it. Like the game Last of Us. It's a cool game, but not my cup of tea. Really not. Like, I'm not interested in it. Okay, last area. Oh yeah, another game called Ori and the Blind Forest. That game, I love the game, but actually playing myself and realizing that you can die so many times in that game and fail that it does kind of like bring down the fun a bit for me, but overall I do enjoy the game, so it's not all bad. Okay, we are done with all. Ooh. Oh, this is done. Got a premium surprise style box. Would I want to open on this character? I kind of want to open on a different character though. Let's go do that. Let's get out of here first. Need the guide opened. Actually, first things first, let's go. Let's do the little quest first. I don't think I've done this yet. I did do a good portion of stuff last night, but I don't think I did this yet. Okay, I didn't. Of course, it's the talons. It's like, of all the dishes it could give me, it had to be the ones that require talons. I don't like that. So we're doing this because it's the easiest way to get rid of these sharks. Oh yeah, something I forgot to mention, I did not add webcomics to the list, but I really wanted to add webcomics. And speaking of webcomics, one recent update I read had really dumb bad people. Specifically, okay, I'm not gonna spoil which webcomic it is, but basically the latest update for free, because FastPass is a thing on Webtoons. But like this character is like, it's like, I work for peace, so I decide to side with the very person who would destroy it. It's like, is this character an idiot? It's like, and it's also kind of like, wow, way to like go against people who are weak. It's like, wow. Oh, come on again. Why does this game like to torment me with this particular collection quest? I hate this one because the sharks have low drop rate. And now we have this stupid Slurpee monster in the way and I can't see anything. Come on. Oh my god, just... And yeah, like that one webcomic has the stupidest character in it now. It's like, really? It's like, yeah, it's like the logical side is totally sided with the person who clearly is breaking the peace. That totally makes sense. To be fair, I feel like most stories I'm reading has really dumb villains. And another one is in this one webcomic where it's like, they say this one thing and it's like, the real logic here is like, what if they don't live near the person and are unable to physically visit them? Like, what if, it's like no one's, like not many people could just simply get a plane ticket and travel there, you know? Don't give me the same one. Oh, thank goodness, it's not the same one twice. this one webcomic, it's like, I swear, if this character ends up siding with the very person that ruined their lives, I am so done. Because that one story is like starting to infuriate me. And also this one other webcomic about like the person who's like, well, way to trample the weak. It's like, the reason they were afraid of you is because you actually killed someone. It's like everyone turned, like, character, everyone turned their backs on me. That's because you literally murdered someone. It's like... Oh, we're done. Okay. That one was a bad one. Bad round because it wouldn't let me... Now, how many orbs do I have? Okay, 71 out of 111. Oh, come on, game. Why does it keep giving me this? It keeps giving me this terrible mission. Come on, of all the missions, it has to give me the one with the talons that rarely drop. And they're actually harder to loot because they're on, like, this platform. I just remembered that one webcomic with the terrible bad person. Terrible villain. I literally actually skipped those panels because I was like, I don't want to hear your story. You have no redeeming qualities. Anyways, what else to talk about? I really wish I could have added webcomics to the list on the right, but I had no more room, so I kind of left it with games and anime from the decade I've enjoyed. Finally something that doesn't require me to gather bird talons. Okay, what else? Yeah, I've been reading a lot of webcomics. And soon enough, I should be adding another one to the list I'm reading, because one of them got my attention. But I haven't started it on it yet. I'm also trying to concentrate here because I need to loot all these items. Oh yeah, I also know, I know this is a party quest, but it's kind of easier to do it yourself. Of course, I can only do normal mode by myself. I can't do hard mode because that's difficult. Okay. Okay, and one more. Also, look at my EXP bar. I'm so close to the next level. Slurpy monsters here. At least the birds drop more, feathers. Then the sharks. I hate the sharks. Anyways, what else to talk about? I guess I'll keep talking about webcomics. Although the thing is, I didn't really start reading a lot of webcomics until was it 2018? Yeah, 2018, because I remember some webcomics I've been reading were, like, I commented on how they were first started like 2 years ago, which was 2016 at the time I started reading them. So that's one point. Oh, yeah, and also most webcomics I read are on Webtoons. Line Webtoon. And I want to list all the ones I read, but there's actually quite a bit that I've read. And I don't think I'm able to list all of them because there's actually a lot of them. I guess I'll, like, for like special mentions of like some webcomics I've enjoyed. I forgot what one of them is called. I think Rebirth High School or something? Reincarnation High School? I don't know what it's called. It's the one... I don't know how to describe it, but if you look at it on Webtoons... Whoops. If you look it up on Webtoons, it should be the one where there's a silver/white-haired, actually no, not silver, it's white hair. A guy with white hair and horns and a girl with brown hair. I don't know if they changed the icon to be that, but that's the last time I known the icon to be of the webcomic. That one's a good one, and I've enjoyed it. And it was actually finished earlier this year, so... like, that's one I recommend. Another one is called Super Secret, I think. I think it's called that. I don't know when that one was finished. I think it was this year as well. It's a really good one, and it's really cute. Okay, is this the last one? Yeah, this is the last one, because I got, 9. This is so close to level up, but I must delay it. Guess I'm gonna move this, premium style box to another character. So I finished my Maple Relay. I actually started this a tiny bit late, because, anyways. I actually started this a tiny bit late because I didn't realize they started a new one on Christmas Day. Okay, I got all my coins for today. I got things. Got a really nice little cake chair. I can just stand away from the NPCs. Cake chair. I was originally gonna make my cake chair kind of match on all the layers, but I kept staring at it with it all matched up, and I was like, I don't like this. I like them mixed up because it's like different flavors. Anyways, I'm gonna switch characters because I don't want anyone to see my pin number. Okay. Gonna switch characters. I'm so close to 220. I'm saving 220 for like a bit later because I want to do the Latcha Lane story on stream. Like, I want to stream it live, but I kind of don't want to do it today, so I'm gonna be delaying it for like a level 220 on New Year's New Year stuff. Okay, I'm on one of my other characters. Okay, I'm gonna get this box first because I don't want anyone to see what I'm doing because I might have to go into the cash shop for this. I had to go into the cash shop to open this. Okay, let's go open this. Oh, a butterfly. Flowery butterfly is what I got. Okay, it does not look good on this character. I'll just wait till the transfer event. Okay. I also did a cake on this character. And I decided to go with this for a design. Delicious cake. Okay, what am I doing? Okay, I'm at 0 out of 200 coins. Okay, I'm gonna get some coins. Let's go do our dailies. That's good. And they keep doing Vanishing Journey. I haven't done it yet on my main because I'm kind of like lazy with it. Okay, so happier to... And to also point this out, I obviously don't have like a music thing set up or anything. Like, you know, like if there's like, I don't know if it's a thing, but I don't know extensions that much yet, but like one where it's like, you, okay, let's not sit in that chair. Anyways, what was I saying? Hey, I don't have any, like, plugin that is, like, kind of like you could pick a music and then it, like, plays on stream. I don't know how any of that works, and obviously I don't even have that, so kind of pointing that out. And another thing is, like, not for a stream like this, which I will be uploading, because I don't want to get the video claimed on YouTube. I may not monetize my videos, but it kind of gets annoying if there's a claim, because it kind of bothers me a little, so... Anyways, I should probably mention more webcomics. Another good one out there, outside of the two I mentioned, Rebirth High School Reincarnation. I don't know what it's called. I forgot the name, but it's on my Webtoons, subscriptions, I think. Because I follow it. I followed it since, when it was still ongoing. That's a good one. Another good one, Super Secret, which is also done. Hello. Anyways, what are webcomics? Another good one is called Unordinary. Although I will be honest, latest chapters are kind of making me want to, like, kind of smack sense into a character in that webcomic. Like, I understand what they're going through, but it's also kind of like you're kind of overdoing it. And it's like, Oh yeah, another good webcomic is literally called Let's Play. That one's really good. Oh yeah, I don't know any recent updates. I only read like the free updates, not the fast pass. Definitely another one, I guess. I don't know, it varies. Called Tower of God. And something I found interesting is that the creator of that webcomic actually did a crossover, like comic strip thing, like for Maplestory, which is really interesting. What other webcomics? And I guess those are ones I wanted to mention. There is more webcomics I read, but there's so many. I can't name them all. No, this is not my main character. I just changed characters a moment ago. Anyways, there is more like webcomics I would mention, but but like I can't name them all from the top of my head at the moment. Although I will say another one, I don't know, recommending it is kind of varies, but there is one called Winter Moon, and the latest updates make me want to smack a character so much. A character in the story, to clarify. Because there's a character that, it's a character type I absolutely despise in both a story and reality, so... Okay. Getting my computer saying things. Is there any other webcomics? Okay, gonna destroy this elite monster. There you go. Wait, do I need more enemies here? Yeah, I need the joyful Erdas defeated. I should level one of my lower level characters. Okay, I don't think there's any other webcomics I like to mention. I can't remember some from the top of my head. I think for the most part, a lot of the webcomics I'm reading, a lot of their latest chapters have making me want to smack a character in the story, through the story. Because it's like, it's the, like, dramatic irony is very strong in the latest updates that I'm like, why can't any of these characters just take a moment to realize that they're wrong? Or, like, they're being tricked into this or something. I wouldn't be surprised that by the end of the day, all these conflicts are going to be resolved at the same time. And I mean it in the literal sense that all the updates where everything's resolved are going to be done on the same week. So I wouldn't be surprised if that happened. So I probably should stop sitting my leg. And also, to kind of also point this out, this thing on the right is just a list of games and anime slash animated movies from Japan and, I guess kind of mixed manga because I did check out the manga versions of some of those animes that are released during the decade and ones that I've enjoyed. If it's not on the list, I either don't know it or don't like the game. What's World Trigger? Oh god, there's enemies. And also, speaking of games, I do have a new game. Just like 2 days ago. I was given to it 2 days ago, the collector edition. And I might be doing a playthrough on it around the end of January. No, I don't know what world. I had never seen that. Never seen World Trigger. There's a lot of... I will admit there's a lot of animes slash manga out there that I have not watched or read. Simply because either I never knew about them or they don't interest me at all. And the ones I mentioned are ones that kind of, like, stuck out to me the most. Oh yeah, and also a lot of the anime and manga I've checked out were, like, all the anime and manga that came out, like a good number of them I've only checked out during this decade, even if they came out last decade. But I couldn't add them to the list because obvious reasons. It's not 2010s era. Okay, I'm almost done with this quest. Come on. Okay, what else? Oh, finish the surprise mission. Oh yeah, something I learned last night is that surprise missions actually give slot expansions. Slot expansion coupons, and I strangely never knew that this whole time. Because last night was the first time I got one from a surprise mission. Anyways, what else to talk about? Oh yeah, another thing is like, also, if I did enjoy a game, but I don't have it on the list to the right, I probably didn't notice it was, like, likely released in the 2010s era. Oh yeah, also on the games list, I didn't include RPG Maker games. I did include one. But the rest of them, which did came out during the decade, I did not include because there's so many of them. And I can't keep track of all the games. There's so many games. Like, well, I was actually looking at a list of games that came out per year, and I actually did miss some of them while looking at the list because there were so many games that came out, like, every year, and I can't keep track of the ones I've known or something. Okay, now that I think about it, I don't know if... I had to wait a while for the list to keep scrolling, but I don't know if I added Untitled Goose Game. Hopefully it's in there. Because it's I could check right now, but I'm too lazy. So I'm gonna go to the next set of enemies. Oh yeah, a little fun fact, I'll probably point this out. Most animes I watched, like, the reason I watched them stemmed from fan art, or, like, some slight mentions here and there online. Like, about, like, I don't know how many, but I know one of them got me interested because I kept seeing the fan art of it everywhere. And I was like, what is this anime about? And why do I keep seeing fan art, GIFs, like, in most websites? Well, not all websites, but, like, I've seen it a lot. And that's how I got into it. And that's how I ended up buying the entire manga. Well, not quite. I haven't read the rest of it because I usually wait for the volumes to come out, but I should probably read it online because it's a monthly update story. Oh yeah, and I will point this out. I don't know if I pointed out somewhere already, but I do watch anime in English dub because I don't want to read subtitles. Because my concentration attention span is very, very low. Like, subtitles go on screen, and then I look away, and I miss it, and then I get angry because I don't want to reset the video. Like, turn back a few seconds because I had to repeatedly hear the same dialogue, like, more than twice. It's kind of why, for this series, game series called Corpse Party, which I actually don't like. I did enjoy it at first, but then it kind of got, meh, boring. Like, I tried watching one of its games, but it was really, really boring, especially when there was no commentator, and it was like, why did I even bother? Oh yeah, there have been some exceptions, like, for example, the Persona 3 movies, which came out during this decade. I like Persona 3, and I got interested, and I wanted to check out the movies because people said the adaptation was good. But there was no English dub, and that was fine because I was used to the Persona Japanese voice actors. It's like one of the rare exceptions out there. And I watched them, and there were some times where the pacing was a bit off, but it was overall really good, and I actually cried at the end, mainly because I knew how it was going to end. And of course, I guess part of it also comes from how it portrays it. Because in the game, you're mainly relying on the text boxes describing it. But for the anime, you actually physically see certain things happen, and it made my heart, like, twist. Like, just feel, like, poked, because it was emotional. I don't know if it's okay to talk about spoilers. It's been over 10 years, and I kind of made it a rule where I'm okay to talk about spoilers as long as it's been over 10 years. Loot the items. Okay. Wait, I'm not even done looting. Okay, now I'm done. Okay. Yeah, I've gotten into Persona during this decade. Mainly because I didn't, well, the original Persona 4 came out during the 2000s decade. And of course, because I never really been online until like 2011, late 2009, early 2010. I never really heard of it. I only started hearing about it when I've heard people talk about Persona, I think. I don't know what that was. It was a long time ago. Actually, long story short, I got into a lot of franchises during this decade. And it makes sense because I was still a kid when this decade began, whatever. Grammar, I don't understand. Where's the last? Oh, here we go. Anyways, what other series have were like ones I've gotten into? Okay. Anyways, as I was saying, like, yeah, a lot of series I've gotten into during this decade, and it makes sense because I was still a kid, and I think the only ones I've gotten into prior to 2010 in general, is Kingdom Hearts. Well, that's one. The Mario games, like, in general, and, and Legend of Zelda. I think those were the only ones prior to 2010. It's been so long. And also, there is still a lot of anime I have not seen. But some animes I usually don't watch. Actually, no, it's more like it depends on what it's about, and depends on how much it... How do I put this? I don't like watching something that is extremely lewd. Is, I guess, one way to put it. I don't know what to describe anymore. I guess a good example is like I'm okay with, like, it depends on the anime, and it's like if it's not like something like High School DxD, I think that's the anime I'm thinking of, like with the very lewd nature and stuff. My friend watched that anime, and like, she said it's good, but then she showed me clips, and I was like, yeah, I'm not going to watch this. Because it had... Yeah, I'm not going to describe it. Although, the irony there is that I actually watched Future Diary, and it kind of more or less had stuff like that. I don't want to explain that story because, yeah. I guess Future Diary was, like, basically the first and last time I will ever watch anime that, risky, I guess. Ignore this message. Because I actually don't need the cake mix anymore. Oh yeah, Future Diary was definitely interesting, and, a little bit of a story. When I watched it, I actually never knew about how risky it gets. Like, I thought it was just all death, all blood and death happening. I thought it was just that. I didn't know about the other half of it. Because for some reason, when people recommended it, they kind of... Or like, when some people recommended it, they don't really point it out. They usually just say, don't make your parents walk in the room or something. I don't know. And, I've seen it, and I got to this part, so I was like, Actually, I looked away from the screen, and part of me is kind of glad I watched it dubbed, because I would have to look away from the subtitles if that were the case. Oh gosh. And when some parts got really awkward, I actually used one of my books just to cover my own computer screen because I was like, no. And then one of my parents walked in, but they weren't watching the screen. I actually turned it away, and I was like, nothing here, please leave. And that was, I'm not gonna say, how old I was at the time, but it was in 2015 when I watched it, so. And also, I did kind of look into the parts that weren't in the, I didn't really look into manga. I actually read about it on the summarization. About what they didn't include in the original, anime airing, which they had to release as an OVA, so. But for anyone asks, I do know about, the, what the ending is, completely. I'm still not over my reaction, so just for the most part, yeah. Oh yeah, I am aware of the moments that got really it's a very sensitive topic. I am aware of it. And have always been aware of it because it was messed up, and... Let's just leave it at that. Let's not talk about it. I think some people would know what I'm talking about. Oh no, I forgot to add one to the list. Oh wait, no, I didn't add it to the list because it wasn't technically a 2010s anime or, series in general. I forgot about the Hetalia. God dang it. But I think it came out prior to 2010, so that's why it's not on the list to the right. Italia is definitely one. Actually, it's a 5-minute animated episodes did come out this decade, I think. But I kind of didn't count it because, yeah. But that's another good one. Can't really tell if that counts. But I didn't put it on the list because I think it was, not 2010, after. And I like how we found out about that series because it was personified countries, and it was really... I loved it. It's cute. Oh yeah, and also I follow this artist who actually draws into Hetalia style, and they created, their own web series, called Planetary Moe, and it's so cute. Destroy this enemy real quick. Also, I am reading the chat. I'm just reading it in silence. better series. I did add that to the list. Pop Team Epic. I still can't believe Pop Team Epic even got a dub in general, because I've heard it was really weird before its dub started, and I was like, what? The dub has its glorious moments too, for like a silly anime as that. What is one good moment? I think one good moment in the dub I've seen where it's like, I'm gonna Instagram this, and I'm like, why? And last time we checked, the episodes were still on demand on my TV, so... Yeah, it was on Toonami, and then I just kind of showed my parents one episode, and they had no idea what was happening. Also, to point out, I do still live with my parents, but the obvious reason is because I can't afford a house yet, and even if I do, it's still a lot of work to get done. And I'm only 21, so... still a ways off. I'm still, like, taking classes in college, university stuff. Oh yeah, this year a lot of good anime started, and, finished. Well, not quite finished. There's still season 2s next year, but still. Oh yeah, that reminds me, I need to catch up with some animes. I haven't watched some of them for like 5 weeks now because I've been busy. Also trying to look at a list to my right to see if there's anything that pops into my brain while I'm talking. All the Tales games. I feel like I'm in the extreme minority who actually enjoyed Zestiria. Tales of Zestiria. I think I am, but it really isn't bad. I feel like the story's good, but the gameplay is like iffy. The gameplay's the only thing that's like a letdown, in my opinion. And if anything, it's like, the anime's really good too. The Zestiria anime. Like, both are really good, but I think the anime is a little more superior than the game. Although you still have to check out the game to kind of understand the universe better. Now that I think about it, I do want to watch it again. Now, considering, like, no, I was gonna say I should watch a lot of these animes again in 2020, but I still have to catch up with the animes I'm currently watching, which is quite a few. And I had to do it quickly before I have a massive backlog. Existing. Oh, yeah, and also next year, at the start of next year, I should update the stream layout here, because I do want to update it a little. Oh yeah, and also the background, the pink stuff that is surrounding the game right now, it's a wallpaper I found through Wallpaper Engine. It would be animating, but I just simply took a still image of it because I don't want to have it animating in the background. So, a lot of good animes this year. Yeah, this year, but also the whole decade. Also, if I'm right, final season of Attack on Titan starts in October of 2020. Or at least, around October. I don't think... Did they say October yet? Or they just simply said fall of 2020? I don't know. I don't know, it's safe to say it would be around October because that's still the fall. I will say I never read the Attack on Titan manga. I did, but not too many pages. And I've at least known enough story up to a certain point in season 3. But after that, I actually don't know anything else. But to be honest, I did kind of see spoilers already of what is happening now, so I kind of have an idea of what's happening. But not too much because, yeah. There's a lot of manga, there is a lot of animes out there I would like to read a manga adaptation of, but there's just so many. And it's also for something like Naruto, it's there's way too many chapters, and it's I don't have the time and luxury to read that many chapters. I have no patience for that. At the moment, the only mangas I'm currently reading is Seraph of the End, My Hero Academia, and Promised Neverland. Those are the only mangas I'm currently reading. I actually did read the Cells at Work manga, mainly because I was I wanted to wait for an English dub. And, surprise, one did come out, but I haven't watched it. But I do want to watch it because there's a lot of good, moments that I want to see in the anime, and it's I want to see how they're animated. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, One Piece is a very long series. I remember my friend telling me that she wants to check it out, but obviously because there's so many episodes / chapters, she's kind of maybe not. Yeah, I honestly don't have the time and luxury to watch so many episodes, or read a lot of chapters. Honestly, I do have it on the list, but yeah. Fairy Tail is one of those animes that are really long. I actually didn't finish watching the anime, even though I was watching it, because I kind of got lazy, about it. But I read the manga, so I know how it ends, at the very least. I will say I did binge 175 episodes over the course of 8 days, and I kind of told myself I'm never doing this again after I finished catching up on 175 episodes. And that was only the one that started in, I think, prior to 2010. I don't know when. It's been a while. And I do understand that, Fairy Tail has that whole, plot armor situation. And I do agree it does get ridiculous. But there are some cases where I kind of, want it. Because I'm I don't want these ships to, be killed off, please. I want these ships to sail. I will admit that, of all the pairings, one of them is one I've loved more than the others. Mainly because they had more moments, I guess. I don't know, it's it was very clear that they loved each other in the series, but they can't be together because of obvious reasons. because of the events that already took place. I remember when I first started shipping it, it's just like I was like screaming like, let it happen! And then when it was about to happen, I wanted to scream, but then it didn't happen and I was really disappointed. I was like, no! I was actually crying on my couch when I saw that episode though. Hey, I am aware of the other series that the creator worked on. I forgot his name, but the creator of Fairy Tail. I'm aware of its other series, but personally, like, I want to check it out, but it's like the art style is kind of the thing, like it's outdated. And I also didn't know that he's working on a new one called, what is it called? Eden Zero? But I haven't really checked that out. So can't wait for 2020. Yeah, Promised Neverland, another good one. I'm slightly disappointed that its season 2 of its anime won't be coming until October 2020, and that's a long time from now. I'm gonna be 22 when it comes out, and I'm gonna be like, I'm old, even though 22 is not that old. I am reading the Promised Neverland manga, so I obviously know what's gonna happen. I'm excited to see moments that I read get animated in the anime, but one particular chapter might not happen until maybe like much later in the future. Not sure when, obviously, because we're all predicting that season 2 might cover up to maybe around chapter 90 something or 100 something. Like cover from the end of where season 1 ended to like maybe like in the 90s or 100s of the chapters. I'm so glad I read the manga though. Like, at least I don't want to spoil it because it is spoiler heavy going in. But I guess I'll say like there's this like situation where it's like, okay, this happened. This is totally what happened, but I knew something was off because it was like, you're saying this game, but I mean not game, but story. You're saying this story, but I know a rule in every story where it's like, if you don't see it, it's not really happened. How do I explain it without spoiling it? Okay, I'm gonna dump all this out. Because I'm not gonna sell these anymore in the auction house. Oh yeah, I need to get more the coins. Anyways, so what I was saying. I guess as long as I don't mention who it is, it's fine. Basically it's like this moment where it's like, okay, death happens. And it's also like I knew something was off because it's like, I've known enough stories to know that if you don't see the body, they're not dead. And it's the same for like mystery novels or like in like real life cases. Like you can't prove someone dead until the body's been like, revealed. This is so many elixirs. Oh yeah, also, the next Maplestory update should be this week. But I won't be streaming till Thursday, so... No, I fell in the water! Come on. Oh, this is annoying. Okay, there we go. Anyways. What else I was talking about? Oh yeah, Promissory Land. I want... Okay, I'm pretty sure it's pretty obvious to know what's happening in the story based on just, like the first few chapters / first episode. But, like, something happens, I won't say what it is, but it's also to the point of, like, if you don't see the body, you're not dead. And I turned out to be right in that, because my instincts were correct for once in a story. Again, I won't specify because I don't want to spoil it. What else to talk about? Oh, come on, really missed? Okay, what else to talk about? Let's use this. So, back on the topic of Maplestory, I actually, I did look into the, like I mentioned, like, earlier in my stream, I didn't look into KMS's new update. I don't know what it's about exactly because there's no translations, because the new, like, dungeon story stuff. But I also learned that, Cernium hasn't been added as a high-level dungeon, like, story region yet. For some reason. Like, the Tenebrous update was actually added after the event was over, but Cernium has yet to be added, so I wonder what they're gonna do with it soon. Come on, stop jumping in the water. Curious of what Reverse City in, like, the latest update in KMS is about, though. Like, why is it upside down? Oh, and also from, like, seeing, like, YouTube videos of the region, it's like, what is even happening? Because it's like just staring at the upside down stuff, and the fact that it's even upside down in the first place is confusing my brain. I kind of want to finish this little thing real quick so I could do something else in this game. I'm already on 2 hours. Just realized that I'm already on 2 hours of streaming. I did kind of want it to be a bit longer today because, you know, it's the last stream of the decade in 2019 in general. But yeah, I did a little something about me streaming, which I should mention, maybe. I technically started streaming in 2017. But because my computer wasn't the greatest, it could not handle it. I did stream again in 2018 for the... Oh god, no. I did stream again in, 2018, like, around spring. But again, it was still a messy laptop, and, it was on my laptop, which wasn't meant for streaming. And, I've only done it a few times because of Maplestory 2 beta. And then... what else? Oh yeah, then I stopped because I couldn't really stream that much. And then finally I got my new computer and was able to stream more often. Although I wasn't streaming much. It was like kind of more like testing it to see if it worked. And then I finally started streaming. Although I started streaming in 60 frames, and I still do. I couldn't edit my 60 FPS videos though. Okay, let's get these done. Okay, I need... two more bombs. Okay, I just suddenly stopped talking because I was thinking, what was I talking about? And I forgot. Great. Just mostly want to get this done so I could, play on a different character. I guess I should kind of discuss plans of 2020. Well, the obvious one is more streaming, but also try to figure out the schedule around it. Okay, let's go finish this. 2, which is a case. There. Okay. Okay, finally done with this. Finally got all the coins for it. Okay, something's in the background. Okay, done with the coins. Okay, what else to do? Probably should get this inventory cleaned out first. What? I'm going to edit my notes stones real quick, but change screen so none of you see this. Change it back. Wait, there. Here. So I have to figure out what kind of setup I need. Well, not really need, more like a setup that would probably be best for my arc here. Which one has more EXP for her, because no, oh gosh, don't disable it yet. I kinda don't remember something. I upgraded one of them and now I'm confused. Okay, how should I level up though? So many characters. Okay, I'm gonna switch characters and also figure out which one I want to kind of play on. Also, I technically changed the Be Right Back screen, although it's more like I had to keep a window open, so this thing keeps playing. Okay, let's see. You know, it's still a new class, might as well play Hoyoung. Play for maybe 30 or an hour again. One more hour and then I'll end it. My nose. Oh no, please don't crash. Okay. Also, I'm hoping I change the setup at some point that I have on my stream. Oops. Is there anything? Oh, I didn't realize that. Oops. Forgot to do the story quest. Still, Monday. Thought about some story quest. And it's fine if there's no, like, audio because there's no more voice acting at this point. Okay. I should probably point this out. I actually found out who voiced Ho Young, in this game. And it's, what's his name? Alex Lee? I don't know. Oh, look at that. Hey, sound effects are turned off. So that's why you don't really hear them. This area still freaks me out sometimes. Well, not really much anymore, but when I was younger, it freaked me out a lot. We're surrounded by snow. The other kind. As epic. Neither of us were gonna heal, so eventually ended in a draw. Yeah, the skill increases. Yeah, so 5 more quests. You know what? Let's go here. Ludibrium. Well, first things first, I had to get out of here. Okay. Yeah, I actually found out who voiced Ho Young, and it was Alex Lee? I don't quite know if that's how his name's pronounced, because I actually don't remember. Actually, no, I actually don't know. I know his name, I just don't know if it's pronounced that way or not. Right? Oh, right. Invisibility. Okay, let's just do the simple quest while I keep talking. Oh yeah, I also got the damage skin associated with him. I'm not even done. Let's keep going. Oh, and also about Ho Young's voice actor, he had actually announced him weeks ago. I guess when he was first released in Global Maplestory. Obviously, I did not know that because I don't follow enough people on Twitter, so... Although it's a little strange because it's like... Maplestory's official Twitter did not retweet it, so that's concerning. They technically did now, but before they didn't, so... Also, now that we know, his voice actor also voiced an Astral Chain, which is also on the list. To the right. I didn't finish that game though. I want to, but I keep not having the time to. And, what else? Oh yeah, and also he voices in the, well, I haven't seen the character show up proper in the anime yet, but he voices in the dub of Demon Slayer, also known as Kimetsu no Yaiba, I think is what it's pronounced in Japan. Of course, I won't pronounce it correctly because I'm not familiar with a lot of names. But yeah, he does voice a character, but that character hasn't like appeared yet. I should probably collect these coins so I could upgrade his skills mastery book. I think it's a fun class. What else to talk about? Loot the items, please. Probably shouldn't have done that. Actually, no, that's okay. Dang it. Okay, now that we've done that. Oh no. Did I say at least save the damage skin? Okay, I did. Okay, what else to talk about? Because I don't want to sit here in silence for the next few minutes. Loot. I can't wait to see more Demon Slayer episodes. Yeah, the anime Demon Slayer. Obviously, I'm watching the dub, so I'm basically watching them once a week on Toonami. Technically not once a week, I'm actually watching them on demand because I obviously can't stay up till 12 midnight or something. Loot these orbs. There we go. Almost done. Okay. toy ducklings. Anyways, what else to talk about? Did I put on? Okay, level up. I'm actually not gonna try to get to level 200. Actually, no, 250. Because no, and I can't even do that, honestly. Now that I'm thinking about it again, yeah, a lot happened this decade. A lot happened this decade, a lot of great games. Of course, on a obvious personal note, I did graduate this decade. Graduate high school. Just don't sit down. Yeah, graduated high school and currently attending college/university to get a degree. At the moment, I'm kind of debating on what I actually want to do in life because like I'm starting to like question and like, is this really what I want to do kind of thing? And it's like I want to search for what I want to do kind of thing. I just repeated the same thing twice. You can get a mastery books. Do I have that on the skill key? Apparently not. What's this? Oh, it's talisman energy. Never mind. Let's go this way. My nose. Okay, let's see what this does. It doesn't do anything. Okay. Oh. It's not the bit. What? I'm confused. What does it mean? Yeah, I don't know what the skill is, honestly. Okay, let's get... I get it. Okay, okay, I understand what it does now. Gotta get rid of all this. Want to loot everything so slow. Okay, now I understand how that skill works a little. Oh god, this space is so small here. I put a random cash shop item hat on this character because I want his hair to be floofy and not, like, compressed under a hat. This quest. I want to get this quest done. I mean, surprise mission. There's so many areas in Maplestory that I really enjoy. Oh yeah, also, yeah, throughout the decades, so much happened in normal Maplestory. It's hard to believe. To check something. Hello. I'm doing good. What Star Force? 25. See if I can force an item to be over 25. Yeah. It's been a long decade. So much happened for me. Obviously, at the start of the decade, I was still a child. Technically a child. Then I graduated, like... when it's June 2020 would be 4 years ago. Since I graduated. Well, high school graduation. Be able to grind in the other area. Okay, this Tautier thing is just running back and forth behind this thing. should be able to... Oops. I need to... Dang it. I get a few more enchantments so I could get into, like, those areas. This is gonna be temporary so I could get into it. Oops. I only need like 3 stars so I could get into the Star Force area. Just wanna level my Ho Young. I'm almost level 220 on my Angelic Buster, but I purposely don't want to level her just yet because I want to do Lachelaine. However you want to pronounce that area. On stream, but because I don't want to turn the sound effects on during the stream, I want to wait till Thursday. I get to finally do the Lachelaine story. Okay, so I have a weak weapon. I have a 140 weapon that I found, but I can't equip it yet. Oh! Speak of the fan. When dropped. Ah, yes. Well, now I don't have a level 81 anymore because that was... yeah. I also, things on the right is, I should have probably have worded the, like, captions better, but it's basically games from this decade that I've enjoyed, not games I've enjoyed this, yeah. And not all of them are listed because I either don't know what they're about or don't like the games. Oh, the RPG Maker games could also count because, as games I like, but I didn't put them all on the list because there were so many of them. Here, where's the portal? Enemies? I'll stay here. Oh, I forgot. Level 18? 118. I really want to get more characters to level 200 though. So I could kind of have a better Legion grid. Also collecting coins so we could get mastery books for this class. I had no idea this spawned. one? Okay. Starting to lose all the buttons. Just do that so I can see what keys I have. No, jump. Okay, there we go. That's a lot of EXP. Oh god, my HP. Okay, I think I ran out of things to talk about. So I kind of talked a lot about stuff earlier, as well as what I actually read from, as well as the content from KMS, which I didn't actually read about until yesterday, because I kind of didn't know how to describe it, because I've heard about the... Or like, I've heard about the update, but I didn't read the contents about it, like from, one of the blogs. The KMS focused blogs. Okay, where's... Okay, here it is. I did not mean to do that. What else to talk about? I should probably have my screen move so I can see the list that's scrolling through. Oh yeah, some good games that I've enjoyed, but like don't have a lot of attention. Yeah, definitely 2 games out there that came out this year is Sanki Zero, Last Beginning, and I the Somnium Files. I should probably pronounce this I because it actually is pronounced that way, not AI. Yeah, those are 2 games released by Spike Chunsoft. Sanki Zero came out last year in Japan, but came out this year in English. And both are really good games. The short of what bit my tongue. Sanki Zero is about is basically survival. And it's not an easy game, but it's still fun. And there's a reason why they didn't like take out changing difficulty, because like to let people like check out the game, like I mean to let people play the game and not feel like they're forced to be in a certain difficulty all the time. Okay, level 119. That's 120. And also, I the Somnium Files is if you enjoy Zero Escape and those like mystery sort of novels out there, like visual novel, I guess mystery games in general, like that, I recommend that game. I played it myself as the playthrough on the VODs on YouTube. Yeah. Basically, it's a fun game. I recommend playing it first before watching other people play it because, yeah, it just gives... my feet. Anyway, so as I was saying, yeah, like 2 good games, although they're underrated, sadly, because they both don't have a lot of attention. And And interestingly enough, Japan doesn't really like Uchikoshi's games. I don't know why. Like, it's more like they're not that popular in Japan, but they're more popular in the West. Like, Uchikoshi's games are more popular in the West. And Uchikoshi is the creator of Zero Escape and the Somnium Files. So, yeah, 2 games I've enjoyed this decade. Really recommend it. And best to play yourself though first before watching other people play it. Oh yeah, I should probably not forget to mention this, but FNAF, Five Nights at Freddy's, one of the very most known franchises from this era, from this decade. Can't forget that. I'm 21. I turned 21 2 months ago. There's skills. FNAF, one of those big franchises. That's the correct term for it, but it is was one of the most known ones out there. And to be honest, I did get into FNAF when it came out. And well, yeah, it was interesting. I do understand its popularity skyrocketed like crazy when it came out. And the fact that it had so many games kind of drained it a bit, but it was still good despite all that. Although I kind of went on and off with it after a while because it was like, okay, I like it, but I don't want to have this be constantly on my mind 24/7. Oh, there we go. Come on, leaf monster. Get her to go. Is there a teleporty button somewhere? Here it is. Okay. Oh yeah. Sure if I mentioned this last. Wait, did I mention it last stream? I don't know, but I've been playing Maplestory since 2009. Although I didn't really have my own account until later, so. In old school Maplestory, I never reached level 100. almost level 120. I'm hoping I get a Switch capture card soon, because I really want to consider streaming Switch games on here. Oh god, the transparency. Now level 120. Mention it, I should probably also point this out. Even though I am 21, I'm now 21, there will still be people who will think I'm like 15, 16 years old, because I look very young. And small for my age, because I'm small, so. And I'm not the only person who kind of goes through this, because there are more people out there. But at least like one person I've seen online who's also a voice actor, he more or less has the same situation as me. Like, people still think he's like 16, but he's the same. He's the same age as me. So like people still think he's like 16. It's like, oh wow. I'm feeling that once soon enough I will start voice acting, but like at some point I will have to show my face, and I will be getting quite a few comments that I don't look like I look 15. And whenever I reveal my face, I'm gonna expect a lot of people commenting that I look like 15 or something. And also, an even more interesting story, just like, okay, after I graduated high school back in 2016, and like, around August or September after I started like college first semester, I was with my dad as we gone to one of his workplaces, which was middle school. One of the adults there thought I was going to be a 6th grader, and I got triggered. I got really mad, and I was like, how dare you? I didn't really say that to them, no. But my dad had to tell them I wasn't like 11 or 12 or something, and I was like, Of course, I was like almost 18 at the time, but still, it's like, I still can't believe someone thought I was like that young, and it's like, why? I still remember that to this day, because that was the one time, so like, that was like the youngest I've ever been mistaken in my life. There's the rune. Anyways, the next decade to begin. Also, a lot of releases already coming in 2020. And March is going to be a very packed month with new releases. Although, I won't be able to play at least 2 of those games that come out in March, though. Well, it's more like at least like 4 games I'm looking forward to comes out in March, but 2 of them I can't play because they're PS4 exclusives. And that's like, eh. Where's the thing? Okay, there it is. Oh, it's up here. Oops. Come on, get it? I'm hoping that like one thing that comes out that gets released either at the end of 2020 or early 2021. And even saying that is like insane because it's like definitely over a year from now, but one game I'm hoping for that comes out is okay, let's not add any more points because I need to get mastery books. Actually, I could add this many points, but that's it. Ooh! Added monster collection. 232. What was he saying again? Okay. HP. Also, if I'm being quiet, I'm just reading chat. Just looking down on my phone. I kind of redistribute this. What else? Oh, yeah, I just remember what I was like trying to finish talking about. Yeah, like, thinking about 2021 now is, like, ridiculous, but, like, I'm hoping that, like, the English version of a game called Trails of Cold Steel 4 comes out in, like, at some point. It's already been out in Japan since 2018, but the game itself is not in English yet, so people who don't understand Japanese and probably don't want to bother with the fan translation have to wait who knows how long. And I'm still kind of waiting out for it because, well, in truth, I did watch the game. I did watch a fan translation, but only like 20 hours, and then I stopped. There's still a whole chunk of the game left, though, but I stopped because I'd rather wait till it's in English. I'm hoping that it gets released at some point next year, or maybe early 2021. I'm 2021. Not 21. And I'm also looking forward to Cold Steel 3 coming out on Switch. I already have it pre-ordered, so I had to wait until it comes out sometime during the spring. Oops. And also, next semester update is, interestingly enough, on New Year's. I'm also kind of hoping that they don't have to really do a patch, maintenance thing on Thursday. Although, they might have to, and I had to start streaming later in the afternoon that day. Wait, what does Hoyoung get for the Legion board thing? Careful, so because I made this account before, like, they changed login stuff, I had to be careful. Just in case. Okay, where are you, Hoyoung? Okay, just luck stat. I want to grind a little more and then I'll end it because I really want to keep drawing something today. Because I kind of made a goal for myself. I want to finish this one last concept, like art sheet or something, like character design, before 2020 begins. And I'm about like halfway there. I just have to color the picture and I'm done. Of course, coloring the picture is also difficult because I had to figure out what kind of color palette they had to have. Designing characters is not easy because I had to figure out what kind of color palette would fit them. And I want to make sure I don't put in references a little bit because I don't want to make characters like look like other characters by accident. Oh yeah, something else I had to do is remove the Patreon link I put on. I think it's still on here, but I don't really use it. I'm kind of switching over to a different thing, so I had to remove it at some point. Because what I'm going to use instead is called Ko-fi. And I've heard that's better for artists, so I'm going to be using that. Probably should change it though. Kind of keep forgetting because I keep telling myself I should probably do this and I never do it. Oh yeah, and I can't wait to start a new Let's Play next year. Although it'll be after Maplestory's update. Like, final part of its story content. Cernium storyline thing. Should probably remember to use these. So, like, after streaming the rest of the Cernium/Glory update stuff, I will probably start my next Let's Play. And I mentioned it earlier, but it's a game I got as a present. I didn't get it as a present on Christmas Day because it came from family friends who couldn't visit on Christmas Day. And it's called, what's it called again? Song of the Deep. And I have it on Steam. Technically, I got the collector's edition, which came with 2 Steam codes, the soundtrack and the game itself, and I can't wait to get that started because I actually looked it up, and it's a 2016 game. I think it was also stated to be a Metrovania game. I think. I wasn't paying attention to that detail. And I was told that it's really good, so I will be playing that. I also heard it's short, so it might take 2 streams to finish the game. So I will be doing that on, like, sometime in January. Like, after Maplestory's, like, Glory Update events are done. And then, maybe after that, I start on a Tales of Berseria playthrough. And I want to play it because, well, it's been, well, when it's next year, it'll be 3 years since I played the game, and yeah, so I kind of want to play it again. Can I really think I'm in a minority for liking, Zestiria? But, like, I love Zestiria. I know the gameplay's iffy, but it's still a fun game. Well, that and I played it myself, so I kind of found it fun because it was the first Tales game I've actually played myself first, before watching playthroughs. Like, its story's good, it's just that the gameplay's kind of, like, not the greatest. And also, it has a good anime, so yeah. Okay, I'm gonna finish this. There you go. Okay, where is this thing? Here it is. Oh dear. Is this a bigger map? I'm probably not gonna find all these. Just put them all in a corner. Oh no! Messed up. Let's focus on gathering these orbs real quick. They're all over the place. Okay, there we go. Okay, let's grind a tiny bit more. And then we can organize things and end the stream because I don't want to keep going any longer today. Because I still got something to do and I want to get that done as soon as possible. Okay, come on. Oh no, I already got it evened out. Let's just keep doing this. Let's try to get close. Ooh, another fan. Okay, that's a good one. I don't need magic attack, but whatever. Just need better weapons, honestly. Okay, that's how the skill works. Okay, come on. Yeah, I'm gonna try to get to the next level and then end it off. Also, I still want to kind of adjust the stream setup here because I kind of want it to look a little more different. Okay, we're just gonna ignore that one now because I don't want to deal with it. A lot of things I'm hoping for next decade. Obviously, one of them being the English official localization of Cold Steel 4, which I'm hoping they announce at some point because I don't want to just because it's like with a cliffhanger like that at the end of Cold Steel 3, they have to be like announcing it soon in English, like the fourth game. And I'm still not over the fact that I was technically spoiled of the fourth game because of fan art. Because if you're aware of what, of the protagonist and his situation, regarding a certain power he has, the cover of the box of the game and everything else immediately spoils exactly what his situation, how do I put this? I don't know how to put it because I plan to watch the whole series from the start to kind of get a better idea of what's going on. Yeah, so fan art spoiled me because, well, not only that, I actually saw the official cover art of the fourth game in Japan, as well as I think some additional stuff related to it. I don't know, the details are messy, but I don't want to deal with this thing. I kind of don't myself I wouldn't, but might as well since it's here. The elite monster. Also, this should add to the achievement, because I don't think I've fought enough elite monsters in this game. Okay, come on. Shouldn't get it even out so I don't get extra glory points like sticking out there. Okay, there we go. Okay, that'll be done. That'll be it. Yeah, I should probably get something done later. Oh yeah, I've heard about. Oh yeah, keep talking. I also read about the Jet class. You know, the global exclusive. I actually read about that class a little bit more. Actually no, I read the patch notes a little more, and yeah, I am aware that Jet had a bad nerf. And do I kind of care about it? Not really, honestly. Let's get this one. Okay, I'm gonna do this a few at a time. Let's get passives first. Anyways, as I was saying, I am aware that Jet had a very bad nerf, but I kind of don't really care for Jet because I don't really play one. And last time I played one was ages ago, so... There we go. Got everything up to 20. Okay, there we go. Anyways, I'm gonna end off the stream today, and also, not just the stream, but also the last stream of 2020. I mean, I messed up. The last stream of 2019, and the entire decade, the 2010s. It's been an eventful decade as well. Well, the year's eventful as well, but the entire decade as a whole, it was very, very crazy. And also, all these games I've enjoyed and all these anime I've enjoyed. Specifically the ones that came out this decade. I specified that because, yeah. Specifically that because of the obvious reason that, well, like, I did see more of it, more games and stuff, but they weren't released during this entire decade, so... 2020 will be... I'm gonna bet that it's gonna be a crazy year and a crazy start to a new decade. Of course, at the same time, it's gonna remind me that... Yeah. Then I'm just gonna get older. Also, I'm kind of selling items so I can clear out my inventory. But yeah. Things will definitely, I'm betting, are definitely going to be crazier next, like, in 2020. And, well, I can't wait for all that and to see what will become, what will happen, what will. Yes. Yeah. So how do I end? So yeah. Anyways, yeah. Thank you all for watching. And I'll see you all next year in the next stream.